songs. How like being poets at an arcade, soaking moonlit falls on broken past that sit undated, or that we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's VAWLS JP. Coming back at you again this week with a Tennessee recruiting video. Probably going to be a short video this week because Tennessee didn't get any kind of commits like they did last week. But we're still stuck on 2 commits for the 2022. That's hard for me to say. Recruiting class. But anyway, going to give some information, some things that I've read this week as far as some recruiting news. So if you would, if you haven't already, we'd certainly appreciate you to hit that like button. And if you're not, I don't know why that you wouldn't be, but if you're not a subscriber to the Talkin VAWLS Network, it's simple. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell right beside of it. That way that anytime we go live, have any kind of content, any kind of videos out, you'll be notified. You can watch it on the way to work, or excuse me, you can listen to it on the way to work. You can watch it when you're bored. You can watch it in the evenings when the wife's talking and you don't want to listen. You can do all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm just kidding on that. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But anyway, with that, we certainly appreciate all the support. And anytime that you hit that thumbs up, it helps us grow this channel. Be sure to share out the links, but we just appreciate all the support from the fellas here at the Talkin VAWLS Network. But now, getting on with the recruiting video. Of course, Tennessee has the orange and white game scheduled for Saturday inside Neyland Stadium. Weather's not going to be good again. Forecast looks bad. A couple of weeks ago, Tennessee had the open practice. Was hoping to get some of these kids to come down, was hoping to actually get them on campus, see the stadium, see what the practice is all about, how Josh Heupel's team holds practice, all those type of things. But the weather didn't cooperate. And a lot of the kids was like, no, weather's not going to be good. Don't know if it's going to be canceled, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of the kids didn't show up. So Tennessee's hoping that's different tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see, because as of Friday night when I'm recording this, the weather forecast does not look good at all for sure. But Taven Jackson, I've talked about him on here a couple of times, quarterback from Indiana. Certainly seems like the kid that Tennessee's locked in as far as the quarterback position. At this point in time, he is scheduled to be down, but we'll see if he ends up making it. He was supposed to come in a couple of weeks ago, but decided not to. In-state kid, Caden Pope, he's hoping to make it in, and DeArco Perkins McAllister is as well. One of the most highly rated recruits that Tennessee has that I feel like is probably actually a possibility this year is supposed to come in. That's Addison Nichols, the big offensive tackle from down in Georgia. So he's supposed to be in, and then another Georgia kid, running back, Jordan McDonald. Looks like he's got an official visit set, but is trying to make it in this weekend as well. So we'll see if those kids do make it in. Looks like there's a few other guys. Brody Foley is tied in from up in Cincinnati. He actually was one of the few to make it in for the open practice. So it looks like he's trying to make it in again this weekend. So that would I would take that as very good, encouraging news. He's, of course, tied in from up there in Cincinnati. So I think Golish is his lead recruiter. So he's been on him. But you got to think, if he does make it in, or even him indicating that he's planning on coming back, that he likes what he's hearing from Tennessee. So I'd say that's probably a name for Tennessee fans to keep their eye on. A couple other kids, Carter Smith, Maurice Clipper. I think Clipper's a big offensive tackle from down in Georgia. I think he might be bringing in a couple of 23 kids as well. One of them I read somewhere, don't quote me on this, but might be his teammate is number one overall recruit for the 2023 class. I think defensive end. So, who knows? Tennessee has a chance with that kid. But, anytime that you get these kids on campus, at least you're giving yourselves an opportunity to show what you're all about and start building those relationships and everything like that. So, and honestly, I mean, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much this recruiting. I mean, that's just the way it is. And this is not Josh Heupel's fault. I'm not faulting him at all with it. This is the deck of cards that he's been dealt with all the uncertainty around the Tennessee investigation from the prior staff, and then not knowing if Tennessee's going to be self-imposing, if they're going to do bowl bans, they're going to do reductions in scholarships. And then you got to wait on the NCAA to see what may happen there. So a lot of negative recruiting that's going on right now against Tennessee, certainly for sure. Certainly, that's something that Josh Heupel and his staff is going to have to deal with. And I'm sure that they know that. I'm sure that they knew it going in when they signed up and agreed to come here. So we'll just have to see. I keep on going back that this team needs to be exciting this fall. Tennessee, whether or not that it ends up showing up in the win-loss column, Tennessee needs to have an exciting brand of football this fall to get some excitement going along. I'm going to kind of switch it over and finish up talking about this transfer portal. I'm not a big fan of the transfer portal. I mean, I don't have a problem with these kids, wanting to transfer one time or whatever without having to sit out. That's fine. But I think that there's going to be a lot of kids come, May, June, July, that they're still going to be looking for a football home. And I don't think that there's going to be a whole lot of takers out there. So then it bears, do they take their name out of the transfer portal, and do they, does their prior team welcome them back, or do these kids end up having to go play, somewhere that's not Power 5? Do they have to drop down to FCS, or do they have to drop down to the whatever the non-Power 5s? Do they have to go play somewhere like MTSU or the Sun Belt, those types of conferences and stuff? I just don't think that there's going to be a lot of takers out there. So just something. And, of course, this is really the first year where, that there's not going to be a question whether or not they have to sit out and all that kind of stuff and everything. I think give this thing a year or two, and I think that you're going to see less and less kids in this transfer portal. It's like anything. It's new. It's cool. It's like, yeah, I'm going to, they're not playing me here, I'm going to go here type of deal. So, but I don't know. I'm just not sold that you're going to be able to just turn over your roster by going to the transfer portal. There is one kid this week that got a Tennessee offer that's looking to actually move up, and that's Illinois State defensive tackle John Ridgway. I looked this kid up after I read about him and saw that he had gotten a Tennessee offer. He's huge, 6'6", 325 pounds. Looks pretty explosive. Big kid. So certainly something there that obviously Tennessee likes. I also saw that he picked up an Arkansas offer. I'm not sure who all he's actually received offers from, but I did see earlier that Arkansas out of the SEC has offered him. So Tennessee looking to add some beef to their defensive line for this coming year, obviously. talking about the 2022 class, but somebody like John Ridgway, they could play this fall, obviously. I know Boogie Bentley put out the video earlier in the week. Really good video about the Texas linebacker, that Jawan Mitchell. We'll see what happens there. Obviously, with the linebacker position at Tennessee, the lack of depth, the lack of bodies, the lack of experience. That's a position that Tennessee certainly would love to get somebody in, and certainly I feel like that they would love to get this Mitchell kid, but we'll see if anything ever ends up transpiring there. And then I guess I'll just finish this video talking about Joe Milton. Obviously, I think it was Boogie that put the video out about Milton as well this week. Big kid there at the quarterback position, but I don't know. I guess the concern that I've got there is the fact that obviously that this Heupel and this coaching staff doesn't feel good about what they saw in spring practice with their quarterbacks, that they're bringing somebody else in to compete. I definitely think that we'll see somebody end up leaving that's currently down there on the roster with Milton coming in. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. But, he started at Michigan, but ended up, losing his job last year, I think. I think he abbreviated schedule, obviously, for the COVID year in 2020, but ended up, I think, losing his job there at the end of the season. His numbers are not all that impressive, so, but we'll see. We'll see if Heupel can, develop him into starting quarterback this fall, because it's obvious that Tennessee's going to have better quarterback play. But I definitely think that with them bringing Joe Milton in, that they don't feel really good about what they have saw this spring, and that's concerning for sure. But that's for another day. That's for another podcast. That's for another video. But again, certainly appreciate everybody that watches these videos, interacts with us on a daily basis. We certainly appreciate all the support. And we're going to go live tomorrow during the Orange and White game. We're going to be watching the Orange and White game. We won't be able to stream it because of copyright or whatever that is and everything, but we're going to be sitting here going live, interacting with folks, talking about the game as we watch it. So if you don't have anything going on tomorrow, if it's raining, jury day, jump on here and interact with us tomorrow during the Orange and White game. But until then, I hope everyone has a great weekend. And my name's Vols JP, and go Vols.